Welcome to South Eveleigh, Mirvac's newest flagship project. South Eveleigh comprises of 9 buildings across 14 hectares and will be home to 18,000 people once complete. When Mirvac acquired South Eveleigh back in December 2015, we wanted to create a neighbourhood, a place where the community felt as equally at home as the workers that came here every day. We hope you enjoyed the tour. Follow along with us today across 4 key locations with Uma Springford at the Locomotive Workshop, Terry Ezra at CBA and Clarence Slockey on the rooftop farm at Geoa. But first, let's catch up with Kylie Wong outside the community building. I'm here with Kylie Wong at South Eveleigh. Kylie is South Eveleigh's ambassador. It's actually quite a nice story how Kylie came to South Eveleigh. I was having dinner at Billy Kwong's, Kylie's restaurant, and really, Kylie, our friendship grew from there. And it became very evident that the values of South Eveleigh and Mirvac were very much aligned with your values.
Cooking for me is not just about putting delicious food on a plate. It goes far deeper than that. It's about being able to connect community with stories, with the people behind the food, and in that way we chefs can become very powerful in our food language. For the last 10 years I've been integrating local native ingredients into my Australian Chinese food to offer an authentic and meaningful version of Australian Chinese cuisine. What I'm going to be doing here is I'll be opening up a little eatery in Locomotive Street. I'll be using the native edible plants from the rooftop garden, and through doing that I'll be able to tell the story of South Eveleigh, but most importantly it's a way that I as a chef can pay and offer my respect and acknowledgement to Australia's First Nations people. South Eveleigh, it sits within this amazing neighbourhood with all of the incredible Aboriginal communities, the amazing community organisations. It's a very rich, diverse and multicultural community, and I really love being a part of that. One of the main aims of my ambassadorship, as I see it, is, as you said, this is not a business park. This is like an extension of the neighbourhood. So for me, it's very much about making those connections and bringing the heart and soul. So all of our neighbours and organisations feel as if South Eveleigh is theirs to use as well. Everyone is welcome here. We want it to be this amazing cultural dynamic hub of community and collaboration.
Thank you. It's been terrific talking to you today, Kylie. We wish you the very best over the coming years at South Eveleigh. Thank you. The native plants that Kylie was just talking about are grown only a few stories up by Clarence Slockey at Geoa. Let's go and have a chat to Clarence. How are you this morning, Clarence?
I'm good, Will.
It feels like not that long ago that we were walking in the loco sheds about creating the cultural landscape garden. It's amazing how far we've come.
Well, it's been an interesting process too. The beautiful garden that you see behind us, it hasn't been that long, but it's been a long time in the planning, and particularly the fact that it's a community space. There's been a lot of people involved in the process, and the fact that we've got a community building that allows for local community groups, and in particular Aboriginal community groups, to be able to use this space and then by extension learn about the plants and their significance to the local people. Very rarely do you have a rooftop that is accessible to the public. They're all native plants and they're all species that have been used by Aboriginal people for thousands of years. So it's a perfect showcase for what can be done with native plants, but what can also be done in bringing back biodiversity and plant ecologies that can really benefit not only the environment but us as human beings and our mental and physical well-being.
We actually just came from a chat with Kylie, and I know she's super excited about having the ingredients up here make its way to the eatery. How much interest have you had from chefs like Kylie?
There's been a big push towards using native ingredients. The plants themselves require less water, and a lot of those foods, they kind of class them as superfoods because they have high vitamin content, high in antioxidants, all the things that are really good for us, but have not quite been regulars on the plate.
Clarence, it has been lovely chatting to you this morning.
No worries. Thanks, Will.
We leave Clarence, and next stop, it's time to visit AXEL, CBA's first building which they moved into in the precinct in April 2019. Through the front door and up the escalators, you can see these beautiful atrium spaces which curves around, allowing the building to reveal itself to its occupants. We're here at AXEL with Terry Ezra, General Manager of Design and Construct and Facilities Management for CBA.
With this building, you cannot see where the fit-out ends and begins or when the base building ends and begin, and that's an absolute testament to how our teams collaborated throughout.
It is amazing when you trust your consultants to go away and come up with ideas on what is best for the project.
Especially when you're moving into a new building and new precincts and you want to make the best and the most amazing workplaces for our people, to have a truly integrated experience is quintessential. Cementing ourselves within this tech precinct and tech corridor is fundamental to our future success in this organisation. So for us, getting this right was incredibly important for ourselves and for our people and for the communities that they serve.
How important is placemaking and activation to CBA?
For us, this is an 18/7 precinct, and you cannot have an 18/7 precinct with only your office workers here. So without the community involved, without making this place 100% destinational for everybody to come and see what we've created, it just wouldn't create the successful place that we'll be creating in the future. But I think the other significant part for us as an organisation is understanding the richness and, the Indigenous history to this land as well. You've absolutely got the ingredients for an incredibly vibrant site which has got so much depth and character and cultural connection. You walk throughout this entire precinct and you absolutely feel that cultural connection.
Now we're going to go over and take a look at CBA's latest building to open, the Foundry. How did you humanise such a huge space?
There was a big concern for us is how do we create intimacy in the space? And I think what we've done is we've done different intimacy in different spaces. So the response throughout this atrium area certainly required something more civic. So we worked with FJMT, your base building architects, and looked at a civic response, which you can see our speaker stairs and a much more of a concrete finish to it.
What were the challenges that from a fit-out perspective that you have with a steel building versus a concrete building?
Having that much of an earlier design process and making sure that we were very well resolved in understanding where all of our meetings were going to be, so all of our services could go where they needed to go. And I think that's sometimes where you limit the level of flexibility you have in steel buildings.
But I think the end outcome has been, it very much reflects the industrial nature of this building, and especially its proximity to the locomotive workshop.
And incredibly important for us that our people, again, exist within this building and feel at home, feel comfortable, and feel that it actually reflects what they're doing. And I think this is a perfect expression of what CBA would like to do within this facility, which is innovate, create the best possible experiences for our customers. In any of the developments that we go to, we want to make sure that we've got so much diversity. Everybody has to be happy when they come to a CBA building with our retail, with our facilities that we're creating.
You're standing here in the atrium, it's got amazing natural light.
It's an incredible place to work in when your indoor environmental air quality and your light quality is amazing. And, it just makes people happier in the spaces that they work in.
So we're here on Locomotive Street, the heart of the South Eveleigh precinct. Outside this magnificent 130-year-old building called the Locomotive Workshop. This is where all the retail activation will take place. Why don't we go and take a look? So I'm here with Uma Springford, who has been leading this amazing project for Mirvac. So Uma, tell us a bit about the project. What have you been up to here?
For the past 2.5 years, we've been involved in the redevelopment of this 130-year-old, very historically significant building. We are redeveloping 30,000 square metres, 22,000 of commercial office and 8,000 square metres of retail. This building, everyone loves. The local community loves, the Heritage Council love. We grow to love it. We've lived in it for the last 4 years.
And I get the sense that there's a huge amount of passion from the community and the various stakeholders. You know, how did you harness all that to ensure that it was directed in a positive way?
The one thing that you can say about this building is that everyone's passionate about it. At every point, we have brought in the community, we've brought in the heritage stakeholders, and we've asked for their opinion. The vision has been from the very start for Mirvac that we keep with the manufacturing theme of the workshops. So the retailers, their offerings is very much to do with the manufacturing. So we've got the grounds of Alexandria coming in. They're going to be manufacturing coffee beans, and we've got a gelato offering. The idea is to see how their products are actually made.
And how have those tenants, have they embraced this magnificent building?
They've absolutely loved the look and feel. So they don't have to do much in terms of their fit out because the space speaks for itself. And so the challenge is not to change any of that from a tenant's point of view, but to bring their own DNA and work that in with what's already here into the workshops.
South Eveleigh has the most amazing, rich history, and we'd love you to come and check it out for yourselves. Thank you for your time today. I hope you enjoyed the tour, and we hope that you'll find the time one day to come out and actually see it in person. To find out more about what's going on down at South Eveleigh, please visit our website, southeveleigh.mirvac.com.